everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bilikis. Yeah, today's class is going to be on how to make a high-low cape top or poncho, and it's going to be very beautiful and easy to make. And just a very easy top in no time. So please, if this is your first time, make sure you subscribe. You can check out my other channel, Bilikis Kitchen and Pattern Drafting with Bilikis. Yeah, please subscribe there and follow me on social media, Instagram, Bilikis Signatures, Facebook Sewing Innovations. Yeah, I'll be waiting for you guys. So let's quickly move over to the work table. And please, if you are interested in our online classes and sewing tools, the contact number will be in the description box below. Yeah, so let's go get started. This is my fabric. I have 1 1/4 yard. That's 45 inches in width, and the length is 45. Most African print fabric comes by 45. So with 1 1/4, I'm just fine. So all you have to do is to fold it once, just the way we fold for a full circle, then fold it this way. So now we can start cutting it up. After folding it, then you need to determine the length of your cape top, but usually don't make it too long. Just show between 21 to 23. For a tall person, 23. So for this size now, I'll be making use of 21. So plus seam allowance, I can just make it 21 and a half. So all I'm going to do now is to take the measuring tape, mark 21 and a half here. So you are just going to make it straight a bit before you start curving it out. So 21 and half. So keep rotating it. Can you see what I did? 21. This is what I have. Now I can cut it up. So before we continue, because we are going to lift this part up to have the front higher, but before we talk about the neckline, I will just use this to cut the exact lining. Just fold the same way we folded, and I'm going to place it on the lining to cut it out. Now cut out the lining, as you can see. So I cut out the lining the same way. So what I'm going to do next is this. Okay, I want this side to be towards me. I want to cut the neckline. So what I'm going to do is to move this upper part upward by 6 inches to 7 inches. But 6 inches is fine because the hooks is still going to make it go up a bit. So 6 inches is here. So after doing that, I'm going to get my chalk. For the width, I'm going to make it 3 1/2 inches or 3 inches, depending on, because this is for like a size 10 person. Let me just make it 3 inches. But if it is for someone like me, I can make it 3 1/2. So for the back, I'll make it 2 inches, and then for the front, I'll make it 4 is fine. And I can connect with my handhold. Through the back, and then the front. So I'm just going to cut the back together. While for the front, you just lift only this part. So I'm going to use this to cut the lining the same way. Let me just do that. I'm going to spread this out. And this also. I'll flip it down. All I have to do is to trace it. So this is done. So this is for the front and this is for the back. So before removing my clips, I'm just going to slit the back open because I'm going to use some buttons there. You can either use a snap button or a cover button. So the next thing, you see that was pretty easy. So the next thing is to sew it up while I make my press button. Sorry, yeah, cover button. So that means fabric buttons. So this is what I have. Now I'm just going to make sure the right side are facing each other. Can you see this? So take your time to pin it down. Region. So take your time to pin everything down. You see? So what I'm now going to do is the first step is to sew in 1/2 inch on the neckline, starting from here, 1/2 inch all round. After doing that, I'm going to come to one part here because we are going to sew it all around and bring everything from the inside. So the finishing could be on the upper side. So all you have to do is, after sewing the neckline, leave about 6 inches opening here. Then you start sewing 1/2 inch all down. So pay attention, 1/2 inch. Then you go around the circle, coming back here. Then you close this off. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I've sewn everything now all around the circle and also the neckline, and I left this part opened. Can you see that? So just about 4 to 5 inches. So what I will do now is to bring it all out from here. So make sure you notch the neck region. I've already notched that. I forgot to talk about that. And even all around the circle. So when you look closely, you see I've notched it all around after sewing it. That's very important, so it sleeps well. Can you see how beautiful that looks? Can you see that? So wonderful. So this is what I have now. This is the back where the cover button is going to be. So on the right side, so can you see? So the right is higher than the back. What I have to do now is to close up this opening. Just use your pressing iron to fold it in the same way I did, and then I'm going to run a stitch over it and then give it a good press before we start fixing the fabric button. So I'm using the color of the lining for the buttons, so it's going to come out nice. So let me quickly do that, then we'll come back for that. And the back. This is just too beautiful. Anyone can put this on. It is just the neckline that would determine the difference. For a plus size person, you make the neck wider compared to a small size person. So, and I have hemmed the opening, as you can see here. So having done that, the next thing now is to mark where my buttons is going to be. So first you need to determine that. So one will have to be here. Then I think I should have about 5. Then 2, 3. You can measure, though I'm eyeballing it. 3, 4. I think 4 is fine. Though I measure. So 1 will be here. 2, 3, 4. Or if you want it to be closer, you can make it 5. But you need to put, 4 is okay for that. So you now use the size of your button to measure the buttonhole you are going to make. So I'm just going to use my tabletop machine to do the buttonhole. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me just do that and fix the buttons. Attach the fabric button and then the buttonhole so you can see how beautiful that looks. So what I'm going to do now is to place it on the mannequin for you to see how it looks. This is the lovely cape we've just made, a poncho. Can you see that? So wonderful. So looking at the back, and you see that it's just so wonderful and beautiful. So ensure you make this and share with us on our Facebook group, Sewing Innovations. You can tag me with your lovely cape top on Instagram, Bilikis Signatures. I love you guys. Bye.